Talks. It's your girl Michelle, and I'm back with another video. Grab your coffee cups, get comfortable, because you know my life is always something. So, I know you guys are probably wondering, how did custody court go? And if you can tell by the title, it didn't go. So the last time we were supposed to have our custody court date, that was supposed to be January 27th. We were both there, but the judge had the flu, so they continued it to February 9th. So now February 9th rolls around, and I felt the uneasiness in the air. I kept telling myself that something feels wrong, you know? I just had that gut feeling. I knew something was wrong whenever my day was going too decent. I brought my baby to daycare. I dropped him off. I went to 7 Brew, got me a coffee. I was feeling good. And then I get to the courthouse, and he's not there. And I said, okay, something's up. So I sit in my car for a little while. It's past 8:30. And, you know, the doors open at 8:30. Court starts at 9. And he still wasn't there. I said, okay, something's off, but let me still go in here. So I went in. I went upstairs, and I sat down. Literally a minute after I sat down, the family court's secretary walked in with a paper in her hand. And she said, hey, Michelle. And I just looked at her and I said, a continuance? And she said, yeah, he has the flu. I looked at her so crazy. She said, he sent me proof. He had to go to the hospital last night. To be quite honest, I don't care. I really don't. I'm really tired of getting myself mentally prepared for this. All the library trips, taking off of work for no reason, and just everything that comes with going to court. I get ready for it, and I'm just let down. And it's almost like I'm putting my life on pause until this gets handled. I can't really explain it, but I am. I want the custody established. So I know when he's going to his dad and things like that. Like, that's basically planned childcare for me. I know on these days I can go to work and not worry, you know, about who's going to watch my child and stuff like that. But no, went down the drain again. And guess what day they gave me to come back to court? March 16th. So I have to wait over a month again until I go to court. The only bright side that I can see is that I believe that you can only continue a court date 2 times. I learned that in criminal court. So hopefully that applies to family court. You can only continue a court date twice. So she gave me a new paper, and I just left. And then I came back and I tried to ask her, since supposedly child support court is March 24th, can you move my court date to the same day so we can do it all in one day? And she said, no, sorry, whatever. So I leave. I'm angry. And then I called the child support, the DA's office. I asked them if they could move the court date for child support to March 16th. And they said, no, they can't, because they don't do court on that day. I guess because it's a Monday. And they have my court date set on a Tuesday that following week, whatever. And I just got aggravated because that's 2 days I had to take off of work. And even though it's a week apart, it's still annoying that I've only been at this job for a month and I've already taken off twice to go to court. And both days it ended up being continued. And now I have to take off 2 more times for BS. And then I try not to get in this mindset that it's like he's getting away with it and he's getting what he wants and things like that. But my mind goes to that. And that makes me even more annoyed because he has no responsibilities. Like, I say this every episode. He's never held accountable for anything, and he has no responsibilities. None whatsoever. He doesn't have to stress about his children going to daycare and what times he got to go pick them up and what times he got to bring them and who can watch his child, this and this and that. He does not stress about none of that. His mom and his grandma pick up the slack for his life. All of it. They complain amongst each other, but they'll never let you know. Well, they used to, but now that they know that I'm not with them, I'm not on their type of time no more. Now they're against me as well. So it's like now I have to scramble once again to keep finding childcare. Like, yes, I have my baby's daycare during the week, but it's still the weekend that I have to stress about. At least if I had custody established, I'll know it's at least 2 weekends a month I'll have to stress instead of all 4. Like, this just has me so annoyed. And then I was going to plan going to the gym around the days that he would go with his dad. Because if the first week is Wednesday to Friday, I will go to the gym Wednesday to Friday. And then the next week is Friday to Sunday. I'll go to the gym Friday to Sunday. But it's whatever. Honestly, he could be lying. I've seen this all the time. I've been with the man for years. I've seen how if he didn't feel like going to work, he would literally go to the hospital, go to the urgent care, lie about what's wrong with him, and get an excuse. Like, it's not that hard at all. I've seen it with him too many times. The only reason why I kind of believe he does actually have the flu is because my sister said she found it pretty odd that she saw like a lot of cop cars at this incident the other night, and he wasn't one of the cop cars. And you know, he's always at work. So she found it very odd that he hadn't been there for a couple days. So that's the only reason why I believe he might actually have the flu. So now, this weekend is Mardi Gras weekend. There's parades this weekend, and then that Monday and Tuesday, because Mardi Gras is that Tuesday, daycare is closed. So now I have to find childcare for that Monday, that Tuesday, and the weekend. It's great. My cousin said that she can watch him Sunday through Tuesday, so that's great. So now I have to find someone for Saturday. So now I'm scrambling around, texting the same people that always tell me they can't because of XYZ and their plates are full and blah, blah, blah. And just seeing which one will choose to watch my child. And if all else fails on my side of the family, I'm going to have to go to his. I'm not talking to his mom. I'm not talking to his grandma. I'm going to ask his brother, can he watch my son from Friday until I get off on Saturday? Another thing I don't like getting mad about is how they're going to get the other son every time for custody. And I have it saved on my phone, you know, what days they get him. No, it's not weird. I'm trying to defend it, but like I kept it from whenever me and my ex were together, and I just never deleted the calendar on my phone. And since my son is going to follow the same schedule whenever custody is set, why not keep it? So I know that they're going to have the other son from Friday to Sunday this week. So I'm going to find it very funny if they tell me no to watching my son, even though they're going to have the other son. I'm just going to find that very funny. But I didn't let myself get too down. I mean, there's nothing I can do about it. Being mad about it is not going to change the circumstance. So now all I can do is just keep doing what I've been doing, working and taking care of my child until the next court date. And my stepmom did tell me, she prayed with me, and she did tell me, you know, like, it's not that bad because God is still providing, which is so true. You know, I'm at this job now, I'm making good money, and God is still making a way for me to take care of Micah without his father. And I do thank God for that. I do thank God that I don't really need his father to help me. It would just be a relief to have that help, you know. It would be a relief. But of course, his family and him do not want to give me that relief because I left him. I do have 2 TikToks that I want to play for you guys because I really feel like it just ties to my story so much. The first one talks about how karma works in your baby daddy's life, because that's one thing I struggle with. On top of all the things I'm thinking about how it seems like he's not getting any karma for what he's done to me in my life. The next TikTok it says your baby daddy's mom is jealous and sows division. Let me explain. And ooh, y'all, that one hit so hard. Like, both of these TikToks were to the T of what I was going through with my ex and his family. It's just so crazy. Like, from the beginning, I could tell that it was going to be some mess with his family whenever his grandma barely knew me. Like, when I first met his grandma, it was because I went to his church with him, and I met her at the church, and she asked him for my number. And I want to say maybe she met me one more time after that, And she kept telling my ex that I had an evil spirit attached to me, and she doesn't know what it is, but I have an evil spirit on me. What do you mean I have an evil spirit on me? If anything, the evil spirit that was on me was y'all. Y'all were the evil spirit. Like, that's crazy. So she kept telling him that I had an evil spirit on me, and she just couldn't put her finger on what it was. But God, quote unquote, was telling her this. No, y'all see a beautiful woman that had her head on straight, was in the army, was in school, was at a good job. I was a manager making good money, $18 an hour, more than your grandson was making. I had a nice car. I had a great credit score, a 710 credit score. And y'all got intimidated. Y'all didn't like someone being better than y'all. So y'all wanted to find a way to sabotage. And ooh, let me tell you, they sabotage. Anytime a person's family can sit there and down that person to your significant other so bad, that's how you know it's a problem. Me and my ex were dating for only a couple of months. And his grandma sat me down. I was at her house one day and he was at work and told me that I need to leave him. She said if I was her and I was dating my ex, that she would run. Because he is not a man worth dating. He is not a good father. He's not a good partner. He'll never be a good husband. A whole bunch of craziness. And it really did scare me because I'm like, if it's coming from his grandmother, it must be true. Yes, she was right. But dang, if you're going against your own blood to talk down on him, even though it's right, you know what I'm saying? But like, it's just crazy that you would talk about your own blood like that and you expect me to trust you? No, because the same way you talking about him, you can turn right back around and talk about me. And that's what they all did. But it's okay. I'm making use of my off day because I do feel like since I took off for this court date, that they're going to make this my off day for the whole week. And I won't be off until like maybe the following Wednesday or Thursday. So I did come home. I cleaned up a little bit. I made me a breakfast sandwich. I took a quick nap, and now I'm about to go to the gym. I can't keep putting my life on pause for this. I have to get back to me. So I'm going to make my gym routine at least 3 days a week. So I'm shooting for either Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Monday, Thursday, Sunday. I kind of have it that way because my job kind of rotates my off days to Wednesday or Thursday. Hopefully they don't pick any other day, but I'm going to just base my gym days off of that. But if anybody can relate, do y'all get like a lot of mom guilt for simply wanting to do things for yourself? Like, I feel bad, and this is why I kind of stopped going to the gym because of my work schedule. It's like I would have to work my 4 a.m. to 1 p.m. My child's already at daycare during that time. And then I'm going to pick him up from daycare and bring him to the gym's daycare so I can go work out. Like, I just feel like a bad parent for that. I stress too much about wondering if constantly, having him around these people is going to affect him mentally. And I don't know. I just might be overthinking it. But please let me know if y'all ever feel the same way, because I can't shake the feeling. It's like I'm stressing too much about my child's mental health because I know that I've suffered mentally throughout my childhood and my life. I know that's a good thing as a mom, but it can be very, very overwhelming. But yeah, that's how I'm about to spend my day. I'm going to go to the gym and try to, relax and burn off this anger, and then go pick up my baby and just get ready for work tomorrow. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you like what you're listening to, please like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know what y'all think about all this that's going on. I really feel like it just shows how dragged out the court process is. Like, I would just say specifically for child support and custody, but no, it's dragged out like this all the time. All the time. So just let me know what you guys think, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye.
I used to think the glow was makeup, something I had to earn, but it's water in the morning, letting my body learn. This clean skin, soft light, this rest that shows in my eyes. It's how I hold my shoulders when I stop living rough.